I can't help but think we might be on the edge of a tectonic shift. I can say that, tectonic shift that's taking place in the way that Tesla stock is viewed as an investment vehicle. There were dozens of positive articles over the last 24 hours or so, which is super unusual for Tesla, helping me look at that developing story. And of course, to share slides of infinite interest and other humor, or I says actually often humor, not other humor. Are you
Often.
here? Are you? Yeah, often humorous. Yes. Is the co-founder and chief investment officer of Brilliant Advice. See, if I write it down, I don't mess it up.
There you go.
There
Thank
you
you, Randy.
go. That's right. That's right. So, Cern Basher, as always, thrilled. Oh, yes. What do you do here? At Brilliant Advice, it says that you help folks manage their assets for maximum return. Is that fair?
That's part of what we do. I'm not sure that everybody's looking for maximum return,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, that's a part of what we do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to add anything to that or,
No.
No. Okay. So, so I mean, I wake up this morning and I'm doing my regular shtick, of pulling together the news for my morning show, and it's like a positive headline. I'm like, wow, a positive headline for Tesla, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and they were all about yesterday and the announcement by the feds that they want to do some stuff with robots.
Yeah. Isn't that exciting?
That was pretty exciting. And maybe this is where we get a shift in mentality that Tesla is a robotics company, as Elon says, AI company specializing in robotics.
Well, I think since everybody knows we're in an AI bubble,
Yeah,
it's time to leave those bubble stocks and go to where there's not a bubble.
yeah, yeah.
Clearly, that's,
Clearly,
yeah,
clearly, yeah,
the company that we're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, those other companies. I mean, I think I can't remember who it is that says this. The LLMs will eventually be pure commodities. I mean, they are basically
Mm,
pure commodities now.
yep.
But when we get into um, you know things that are made out of metal and plastic and gears and motors, those things are there's no limit to how many of those we're going to need in future years. They're not going to go away.
And you still have to make them.
You have to make them more of them.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
hopefully the robots make them and make
yeah,
themselves,
right.
but we're not quite there yet.
It's definitely got to be part of the future. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be the future if the robots didn't make themselves. Yeah.
Well, and speaking of robots,
Oh,
Randy,
speaking of robots,
right, we have robots running.
running.
Now, it's not the first time, of course, we've had robots running. The Chinese actually did, I think, a robot was a half marathon last year, or
Yes.
earlier this year, I guess it was.
In fact, it was
Uh,
multiple robots, right? All kinds of robots
yeah, yeah,
running.
and maybe Optimus will be a new entrant
That could be a
in the
possibility.
marathon.
Yeah.
I can see Optimus actually has a nice running gait. As a former runner myself, I thought Optimus looked pretty good.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it looked super natural.
Now, the footwear isn't ideal for running on concrete. It looked
Oh,
like the foot was slipping back a little bit.
oh,
But again, as we've talked about before a long time ago, I think that Nike should
yes,
sponsor
yes,
Optimus.
yes, absolutely.
They could make some really cool shoes, and they would double or triple their TAM overnight by
Oh,
doing so.
absolutely. Especially because look at all the future Optimus robots that'll be made. And then they could, possibly Reebok, could
Yeah,
pick up one of the other, like Figure AI or something. Yeah.
yeah, or a U.S. company, New Balance, or something like that.
Right.
Here's an opportunity. If there are any shoe industry executives watching your show, here is an opportunity staring at you in the face.
Call CERN. Call CERN. He'll help you get the thing done.
Well, call Tesla. Yeah, you don't need to go through me. But yeah, that was good. But the problem with this video, Randy, is they didn't show you the full video.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, so here's some deleted scenes.
I see. Okay.
Optimus grabs a chainsaw and starts chasing after this guy.
I
So you didn't see that in the video, huh?
didn't see that one. No.
Yeah. There's actually a video on X. Some guy put this together. It's great. And then I did one where the Optimus bots all started running.
I see.
And in mine, Elon is the coach, and he's kind of cheering them on.
I see. I see.
Now, I used Grok, and one of the robot's heads actually became human, so that was kind of an
Oh,
interesting
that is a
thing.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, he's getting ready for the Super Bowl, I think, Randy. He's fielding his own team.
oh my goodness. That's great.
So that should be fun. All right, with that shenanigans out of the way, let's get down to business.
Okay.
Let's talk turkey. I thought this was too fun, even though Thanksgiving's come and gone. The cartoon here says, "I don't like these attrition
What happened?
metrics."
Wait a minute. What happened? I'm not seeing the picture anymore. Did we lose the share?
I don't think so, but let me redo it and
It might
see
be my
if
fault. Maybe did I do something wrong?
it looks good
There
on
it is.
my end.
Okay. Now I can see it. Okay.
All right. So yeah, the transition here was let's talk turkey, Randy.
Right. I remember the transition. Yeah, that was
I
good.
don't like
I
these attrition metrics for November, says the head turkey.
Yeah, no, it's not good unless you happen to be saved by the president. And then
That's
it's
right.
yeah,
Now, unfortunately, there's only a couple birds that get saved.
yeah, yeah.
But this does raise the age-old question about how many turkeys can you fit in the Cybertruck?
That is an age-old question. Has your wife been running copy for you now?
No, no, believe it or not. Apparently, the Las Vegas police attempted to find out.
How many turkeys would fit in a Cybertruck?
Yep, they were handing out delivering turkeys to those
Oh,
in
I
need.
see. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I asked Grok, and I think the answer it gave was something like 74, but that's unconfirmed, Randy.
Is that with the Tono still being able to be closed?
Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't ask Grok. The Cybertruck account asked Grok.
The Cybertruck account.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Uh,
forgetting already. According to Grok, you can put 32 in the bed,
oh,
5 in the front, and 43 in the cabin for about 80 total.
oh, okay. All right.
Realistically, 50 to 60 due to shapes, perfect for turkey deliveries. And then Ben Schaefer says, well, depending on the size of the bird, I believe 420.
Could be.
Yeah,
Yeah. Really small birds. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. All right. And then there was, I think, and I couldn't find this before I put these slides together, but somebody was talking about if you buy FSD, it comes with a car.
Yeah.
So I thought I would do an advertisement for Tesla. This is a free advertisement here. I'm providing this for free. They could put a billboard up like this. Buy FSD, it comes with a Cybertruck.
Yeah. There you go. That's a
Right?
good well, I don't know if you got this idea from a show I did last week where we talk about the Cybertruck might come back as a result of unsupervised. That
Yeah,
would be the only truck out there that's got unsupervised. That might be a huge benefit to sales.
absolutely. It's going to be a huge benefit to all of Tesla's
All of
sales.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe all the other cars will be sold out. And I think was it Brian White yesterday was saying that if the Cybertruck's the only thing that's left, then sales will pick up with that too.
Right. That would be a definite one. Now, I also saw that you posted on X. Maybe you're going to get to it. Something about your 75 reservations. Maybe you're going to talk about that.
I hadn't planned to, but we can.
Okay, so you had 75 reservations. I've only got one.
Yeah.
Brian Wang has 9, I think, and we're sitting here waiting. And your thought was,
Well, my goal was to put them in a robotaxi network and have the trucks, be part of the fleet.
right.
And the view is that people need trucks occasionally for certain things, very handy.
Sure.
And so just thought that would be a fantastic vehicle for a robotaxi fleet.
But you were kind of mocking the fact that you thought you would be getting those trucks and possibly deploying them sooner. I think that was kind of your.
Well, Brian White had mocked me about that. No doubt that I had planned to do this years ago.
I see.
And he's correct. That
He's
would have been
correct.
nice.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm hanging on. I'm hanging on to the reservations, being
Yes.
hopeful that one day I can do this.
By the way, there's a lot of other ways that they could be very, very helpful in a robotaxi network. Also, I think just the fact of what they are, some people would, if you had it on your list of choices, you can get a cyber cab, you can get a Model 3, you can get a Model Y, or you can get a Cybertruck. Some people push the Cybertruck just because it's fun.
Sure. Although I do think the Cybertruck is likely to be more expensive on a per mile basis.
Yeah. So you charge more. Yeah.
Yeah. which makes up for obviously the higher cost of the truck.
Right, right.
But also you can do more with it. You can haul stuff
Sure.
and
Yeah.
so on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here's how the advertisement would evolve over time.
Okay.
By FSD, it comes with a Cybertruck and Tesla
Oh,
Optimus.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So this is a marketing campaign, Randy, that they can use and build on.
Absolutely. Sounds to me, I can envision ways to turn it into a Super Bowl ad.
Well, and eventually it's a mega pack, comes with a mega pack. Eventually it
Yeah.
comes with, drones and you name it. Yep.
So now everybody's deciding. I saw yesterday somebody finally agreed with me. It's taken them how long that Tesla will get in the drone business? And now you think they're going to get in the drone business?
I'm just repeating what I heard you say.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. No, it makes logical sense. We'll see. Yeah. The first batch of Cybertrucks has been delivered to South Korea. I think this news is maybe a week or two old now, but I didn't want to miss it here.
Yeah, yeah.
95 units landed, 50 all-wheel drive, and 45 beast models.
Yeah.
And it's always a beautiful thing to see a bunch of Cybertrucks parked in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a bunch of toy cars all lined up. It's beautiful.
Sure.
So Tesla needs to refresh the Cybertruck, according to some folks.
Yeah.
So here's one idea. This would appeal, no doubt, to some buyers, make it look like the vehicles from Cars.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Maybe it's a partnership opportunity with Disney. Maybe Elon and the folks at Disney can mend their relationship.
There you go.
Yeah, Bob Iger.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Another idea, Randy, for stretching out Cybertruck sales is to literally stretch it out.
Oh, make it into kind of a limo truck.
This is a limousine. This is somebody who's done this with a Cybertruck, and they've stretched it out.
Literally, they've done it.
Well, as a video, I'm assuming it was real. I guess it could be AI generated.
Yeah, yeah.
But these days, you never know, I suppose.
So is this one of those party vans, or is it just to carry a lot of people?
Well, if you have a big family, that would be good. So Elon probably needs one of these for his family.
100%.
Matt Smith probably for his family.
Yeah, sure.
And a few other folks. But what a great vehicle this would be.
Yeah.
You could have a bowling alley inside, I think, this one. Yep. All right. And then the ultimate one, this is probably one of the most beautiful Cybertrucks we've ever seen.
Okay.
This is absolutely stunning. Gold Cybertruck. I think I showed a picture of this a few weeks ago.
You did, yeah.
But here it is now with its everything put together on it.
Yeah, it's a camper shell, a roof.
Yeah. Yeah. And Bearded Tesla says, I proudly present the final product. So much blood, sweat, and tears went into this build. And so on, he's listing there some of the things that were added to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the least of which is a Starlink Mini mounted to the roof rack.
There you go. Yeah.
And we're also now inspiring Cybertruck art.
Oh.
This little cartoon, I think, was done during the time when Elon and Tesla were under attack. So they were showing the Cybertruck crashing into Wall Street.
I see.
So not maybe the most positive message, but still the artwork is pretty cool.
It is. It is. It's excellent.
And maybe it's a sign of things to come, Randy. We'll get flying vehicles sooner rather than later. Before we leave the Cybertruck theme, I'm sorry to stretch it out today. Some people are probably sick and tired of me talking about the Cybertruck. But here's an example here. It's -5 outside. The truck was 69 degrees inside in just a few minutes. I don't have to scrape any ice off the windshield. There's no cloud of fumes to breathe from idling. The truck will drive me to town by itself. I don't have to go to the gas station because it charged overnight in the driveway. And the Cybertruck account said, making your life easier in so many ways. And that was the post that they were referring to. And Elon commented, Cybertruck is an incredible vehicle, our best ever from Tesla.
And it will open bottles. It will.
That's right.
It will open bottles. Yeah. Yeah.
I have one of those and I can attest to it. They're fantastic. Best bottle of opener I've ever owned.
And people should be buying millions for Christmas.
They should. You need one in every room.
Information below. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing about the Cybertruck most people don't know is that the Cyber sleigh is kind of unique. And this is worth a few extra bucks, no doubt. I know that my kids have enjoyed this.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of sleigh rides, here is Tesla's stock price.
Oh.
And just before we started recording this, it was trading around 449, 450-ish.
Uh-huh.
And our previous high this year was 468 back on November 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And our all-time high close, I believe, is 479.86.
Right.
And I think the intraday high was 488, if I recall.
That's correct.
So, Randy, when are we going to hit a new high? And how high is it going to be?
So the new high, or we'll reach the all-time high and pass it before the end of the year. And that's without, in my opinion, that is without Robotaxi's three big ones. I want three things from Robotaxi: the rider out, an increase in the total number of vehicles on the road, and unsupervised. If we get those three in December, I'm saying we go to 600.
Mm. Okay.
That's my theory.
And when do you think we're likely to get those three things? You say if we get it in December, then here's the price. But when would you sort of handicap the likelihood of seeing those three things happen?
I think that the safety rider will come out first. I think that there will be. I'm the most nervous. Actually, the thing I'm the most nervous about is how fast the fleet will expand. In other words, how big will the demand be?
Yeah.
And so if we're going to depend on X post by Elon, if we're going to depend on word of mouth, it might be a little bit of a slow rollout. We may not need 500 in Austin. We may not need 1,500 in the Bay Area, or 1,000 or whatever the number was. So I'm a little nervous about that part, but there'll be some kind of an increase. We'll see what that increase looks like. And so I could see both of those happening before the end of the year. I'm getting a little bit. I'm starting to be disbelieving about unsupervised by the end of the year, even though you'd think they might go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Time is getting a little short on that,
Right.
but either way, we must be close,
We got to be close.
I think.
Based on the reporting, based on what people have been saying, I think you've got some of that later in your show.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's what the betting markets think. Here's his poly market. According to Dr. Jack, there's a 45% chance that Tesla will beat the 52-week high of 488 by December 31st.
Okay. All right.
Now, that's not the close. That's, I think, the intraday high. So I guess that's what they're using for this.
Right.
And I checked this morning and it was down to 43%. So it's still holding pretty steady there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then here is a different poly market bet where they sort of look at the percentage chance of hitting or the price that's closing at certain levels by the end of the year.
Mhm.
So, for example, there's a 1% chance, according to poly market, the stock closes between 300 and 325.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And on the flip side, there's a 20% chance it closes above 500. Okay. 13% between 475 and 500.
Mhm.
25% chance between 450 and 475.
Mm.
So add all those numbers together, there's a pretty good chance of being above 450,
Right.
according to this.
Right.
If the wisdom of the crowds holds, and historically that's been pretty good.
I would hate to jump ahead of you, but there was also, I saw a headline today that Polymarket is got a 50-50 chance of robotaxi or of unsupervised or of robotaxi fully engaged by June of next year.
Yeah. I didn't grab that one for the show, so thanks for mentioning that.
Yep.
Yep. And then just to give perspective, I tracked the number of days between all-time highs,
Yeah.
and it's now been 240 days since the last all-time high. It looks like it's the fifth longest time period between highs. There were three other periods, though, where you had to wait, 500 plus days. So hopefully we're not looking at that kind of situation.
Right.
But this is kind of interesting. The highs usually come kind of fast and furious when they happen.
Yeah.
And this kind of image is not uncommon for really any company.
Sure.
It's not just a unique Tesla thing where Tesla goes years without hitting a high. This is, there was actually a period of time, you may have heard me say this before, Microsoft took 14 years between its highs.
Right.
Right. So it can take a while sometimes.
Yeah, I think the biggest question, and I've been mentioning this, in other episodes. Uh, I had a price target of 1,000 on Tesla once they get rolling and also start showing better and better videos of Optimus. But I have a new theory on that, which is that some of the robotaxi expansion is now baked in. So the 400, 500 price target, that
Yeah,
range, a lot of that is robotaxi.
sure.
And
Some of
so
it. Yep.
it may take a fairly substantial amount of robotaxi expansion into multiple cities, into the tens of thousands, before people start, getting the FOMO that it's going to hundreds of thousands of millions. And or it may take a day like yesterday with Optimus that all of a sudden people start getting FOMO about Optimus.
Well,
So
so let's just drill in on that a little bit because my perception is that there's still a lot of doubters out there
yeah,
that Tesla can make this work without the safety
at all.
drivers,
Right.
right? And so for me, that's a key moment when they feel confident pulling those out.
Hmm.
The other thing is putting vehicles in more cities. That kind of expansion is a good sign as
Right.
well, right? And I think if we can get beyond the hump of sort of the doubters that say this won't ever work, it doesn't have LiDAR, it doesn't have this, doesn't have that, then to me it's a scaling thing. It's just a
Uh-huh.
scaling problem.
Yeah.
All right. And that's a different discussion,
Hmm.
right? But it allows people then to put in their models different assumptions for how quickly Tesla can scale.
Sure.
And the thing that I keep in the back of my mind is Elon's comments that they want to scale this like no other product's ever been scaled before.
Right.
And he's talked about flipping the switch and creating value that's never been created before at a scale that we've never seen.
Hmm. Hmm.
He said that many times over the years, right? And I don't think he's forgotten about that,
I don't think he has either.
right? And so here we are with our models where we've got this much in January, then a little bit more in February. We actually may be looking at a vertical increase at some point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, okay,
Um,
so the vertical increase that I think what may, because of the way, again, just using Elon's own words. So if we're going to be in 8 cities by the end of the year, maybe that's January. And then, we'll add a bunch more cities, in January, February. That would be fleet vehicles. The flipping the switch moment could be, let's say, in July or August, which he's kind of intimated,
yeah,
which when we go to the Airbnb version,
right.
and all of a sudden maybe 500,000 additional cars are added to the fleet.
That's right. Yeah, it'll be interesting. He's also used the term double exponential,
Mhm.
which is interesting. I did a post on that a few weeks ago, and that is quite interesting because you get a serious ramp in numbers when you have a double exponential. If you think humans don't understand exponential curves, we don't understand double
Exactly.
exponential curves.
Double exponential curves. I think the other thing that I was thinking about the other day is that Elon is not going to turn the factory on to start making cyber cabs unless he's confident that he can put the cyber cabs into the fleet.
Yeah,
They're not going to stack these babies up on parking lots all over town. They're going, he's got to be convinced that they're going to be able to scale.
I think that's right. Yep. So that'll be a
Right.
good signal, I suppose. Yep. All right. Well, so we've talked about Tesla being an AI robotics autonomous vehicle company, but Randy, what really matters is auto deliveries, right?
That's, yeah,
So,
that's what we used
so
to, that's what you used to think. Yeah.
yeah. So what's your expectation for Q4 deliveries? Now, here's a
So,
reminder. In
yes,
Q3 of
yes,
this year, it was 497,000,
right.
right? And in Q4 last year, it was 495.
Uh-huh.
That would be this bar right here.
Uh-huh.
And in Q4 the prior year, 2023, it was 484,000.
Yeah.
Can we beat any of these numbers?
I'm just gonna, my belief would be, my best guess would be that we will be in that range. Could we be at 505? Sure. Could we be at 498 and beat it by a couple of hundred? Sure. But I think we'll be in the range of 470 to 500,000. And that's based on the fact that the only numbers that we have really, well, we have some numbers out of Europe, but we don't have nearly all of Europe. And we certainly don't know in terms of the way they're shipping into Europe because we saw Norway go from 0 one month to 8,500 the next month. So it can be just the shipping schedule that they're using. But we've got China numbers, and the China numbers are at all-time highs
Yeah.
on a monthly basis, and no reason to believe that's going to slow down. Since that's about half of our sales, I feel pretty confident that we can get into the very close to the 500,000.
Well, I hope so, but Polymarket doesn't agree with you.
I'm sure they don't.
So there's a 5% chance of 500,000 plus for
Okay.
Q4 deliveries,
Right.
7% odds of 475 to 500, 15% between 450 and 475. But the biggest chunk is the 42% between 400 and 425 only.
My goodness. And even the street's not that low.
Yeah.
But if you get 240,000 out of China alone, and that looks like a slam dunk because they're sold out.
Yeah.
The Model Ys are sold out for the entire month, and now the Model Y longs are sold out in January as well. That was just Sawyer Merritt reporting that this morning. So you got 240,000, almost a slam dunk out of China. I have a hard time imagining we can only do like 80,000 out of the US and Europe. That's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. I hope that expectations are low here and that the company surprises. That would be nice.
Uh, one of,
Again,
yeah, one of the things to look at is no specials, no deals,
yeah,
no discounts.
right,
So that tells me that they're expecting, they're not, he would be giving us deal. He would be saying, okay,
right.
so that would indicate maybe we're doing okay.
Yeah, the lack of free supercharging for life is a
Right,
strong indicator.
right, right.
Yeah. All right, Randy. Well, we're going to leave it here for now, but the next time we get together, which will be in about 5 minutes, we're going to talk about some other Tesla related matters, actually quite a few different topics. But speaking of deliveries, we're going to be talking about semi deliveries.
Semi, yeah.
And we've got a beautiful new semi truck that's been delivered to a certain customer.
Oh, I wonder who that
So
would
we'll start the show with that.
Okay, all right. So what did you think about the stock action yesterday in the whole, do you believe it was mostly the robot story? Do you think that's what was making the day as strong as it was, or was this just part of the pattern that once we started moving higher and the markets are doing fairly well behind it, that it's an overall increase, or do you think the bots were a big deal?
I don't know that the bots moved the stock yesterday. Um, I mean, it certainly can't hurt to see Optimus moving as fluidly as it was.
Yeah.
Figure came out with their own video, by the way, later in the day, and their bot looked nice too. It wasn't exactly the same thing. The bot took, I think, 2 or 3 steps forward and then turned around and came back in a very fluid, nice way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to see that these robot companies are making progress on that.
Hmm.
And certainly for Tesla, that's great. I think interest rate expectations for a cut, we're going to talk about that a little bit in the next show. Probably also helpful.
Hmm.
Uh, and then, of course, I think perhaps maybe portfolio managers beginning to position their portfolios a little bit for next year.
As Tom
No?
Lee has been talking about for a month.
Yeah.
He says
Yeah.
this is the worst performance by hedge funds and mutual fund managers in, I don't know, a long, 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 long time. They're a huge percentage are behind the S&P.
Right.
And so he believes there'll be people that are going to be trying to find a way to make themselves look better, lest they might get fired.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of games that firms play to try to, position themselves and then try to later then to talk up those names.
Right, right.
So just be aware of that. Yeah.
I don't know, but if I was a mutual fund manager and I didn't see how I was going to catch the S&P by the end of the year, I think I just want to fill up and especially if I had a lot of cash on the sidelines, which would look like I was foolish in my thinking, I might want to just get a lot of that money working in the names that are in the news, I guess maybe.
There's all kinds of tricks There's a lot of window dressing that goes on
Yeah.
towards the end of the year and things like that. So yeah, I mean, who knows what goes through their minds, but
Yeah. Okay. And see,
yeah,
NVIDIA too. See, NVIDIA is
mm,
up $5 since its recent low.
yeah.
That's another one I would imagine is going to end up in some of that. Very, very interesting. Well, CERN, as always, it's great having you on. And the 5 minutes later for you and me will turn out to be probably Friday night or possibly Saturday morning for the rest of the world. So we'll see.
Well, you're going to make everybody wait that long. That is tough.
They're going to have to just wait, wait, wait. All right. Thanks again, as always. And to all of you out there, it has been great talking to you.
Thanks, Randy.